and gentlemen, my name is Mr. Andrews, and I am back today bringing you a reaction to WatchMojo, their top 10 best FPS first-person shooter games of the 2000s. I do want to start reacting to a lot of these because their lists are, most of the time they're good. Some of the times they cause controversy, shit like that and whatnot. So, yeah.
Kill Tags has joined
I
the
am
server.
going to watch 10 through 2, and then right before 1 comes up, I'll give my thought on who I think is number 1. So let's go.
Whip out your shotguns and overpowered space pistols, because it's time to party. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're continuing our series of the top 10 first-person shooters of all time with our picks for the top 10 first-person shooters of the 2000s.
I know what you're thinking, and it's crazy.
So, stay here.
Unfortunately for us both, I like crazy.
Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. Today we'll be taking a look at the most widely acclaimed first-person shooters released from the year 2000 to 2009, emphasizing those that we feel best represent the good that can be done with the genre.
I can see light coming from his belly. Wait a minute, he's still breathing.
As is often the case, we're placing a limit of 1 game per franchise. We'll also be strictly focusing on shooters, so since Deus Ex falls more in the line with RPGs, it's sadly disqualified.
I wouldn't go that far. You said you'd make it worth my while.
Number 10, Left 4 Dead 2.
Only number 10 now?
While we appreciate what the original Left 4 Dead brought to the table in terms of cooperative zombie killing action, it's the sequel that really stands the test of time. Players once again take on the role of 4 distinct survivors, with this group going from Georgia to Louisiana to reach safety.
Hey, watch out for the ones that have tattoos.
Left 4 Dead 2 takes the first game's AI director system, which ensured that each playthrough had a different enemy and item placement, and expands on it by rewarding risk-taking with better weapons and equipment. Furthermore, the introduction of melee combat added an interesting wrinkle to the gameplay, as survivors can now kill zombies with greater prejudice, but are also at greater risk of injury.
I'm a reload.
Number 9, Crysis.
Any survivors, son? That's a negative, sir.
I've never played this game.
For what it cost to rebuild our PCs after the inevitable meltdowns, it was probably worth it. Crysis, only the second game developed by Crytek, proved to be quite the powerhouse in terms of graphical fidelity, rendering its island setting in astounding detail.
That does look good as fuck. Wow.
Going past the game's looks, though, reveals a tightly balanced shooter with a strong central mechanic, the nanosuit. Worn by the main character Nomad, it allows players to turn invisible, gain super strength, run at blistering speeds, and even deflect weapon damage. However, the nanosuit being governed by battery keeps gameplay fair, while still enabling different approaches to situations. Whether you go in stealthily or blast through enemies without a care, there's no method that's truly penalized.
Listen up, gentlemen. Intel reports a significant military presence on the island. We have the element of surprise, so let's use it.
Hell
Number
yeah.
8, Team Fortress 2. Whichever team you align with, there's always good times to be had. Team Fortress 2 helped set the standard for team-based multiplayer shooters. What with its 9 equally viable and personable classes that ensure skill and cooperation are the keys to success. There's something inspiring about a well-coordinated group of players coming together to cause havoc, and something equally amusing about teams being able to improvise without consequence. The game's anarchic sense of fun can be felt in every aspect of the production, though most notably its pseudo-Pixar cartoon art style that contrasts with the often give-filled nature of the combat. Shine on, you beautiful snowflake of a game.
Never played that either, and I really don't
Number
want
7,
to.
Battlefield 2. Building upon the squad-centric play of the game's past, Battlefield 2 proved itself a genre-defining game. The unprecedented diversity and size of the various maps, ranging from urban sprawls to coastal bases, allowed for the use of varying terrain to one's advantage. More importantly though, the game proved enduring thanks to its finely balanced infantry classes and drivable vehicles, matched by new features such as Commander Mode and a voice-over IP system. Suddenly, players could communicate and work together with greater efficiency, which certainly helped matches feel grander in scale, and contributed to a general feeling of camaraderie during play.
Position cleared and under control.
Number 6, Metroid Prime.
Yup.
Nintendo and first-person shooting. who would have guessed that this would turn out well? Released for the Nintendo GameCube in 2002, newcomer developer Retro Studios went about the unenviable task of conveying the Metroid franchise's take on atmospheric action platforming in a first-person perspective. Yet, to this day, the grim but visually buried locales of Talon 4 remain ingrained in gamers' memories, with combat and exploration carefully balanced. Prime found a way to maintain an often haunting mood and engage in thoughtful world building while still remaining true to the series' fundamental elements. Even now, it's hard not to admire the craftsmanship on display here.
I want to say something before we go any further. If Call of Duty, I know it's going to be Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. The story for that was great and everything like that. The whole game was great, and I don't like Call of Duty. I can't say Call of Duty, but Modern Warfare 2 was really, really good. If Call of Duty is higher up on the list than Halo, I'm going to be extremely upset. Just putting that out there. And I know Bioshock, the first Bioshock is going to be on here too.
Number 5, CounterStrike Source. Lock and load, and prepare for many deaths. Counter-Strike Source has long been considered a staple of the competitive gaming scene. Long before Call of Duty took over, Counter-Strike was the go-to modern combat game. Its reflex testing action and plethora of weapons to use are engaging and challenging enough on their own, but that's before considering the addition of more strategically minded elements. It's a game that benefits from its condensed simplicity, yet the pace of the battles ensures that game sessions never got dull and always kept you on your toes. Number 4, Bioshock.
And Bioshock.
If there's an art to the construction of an FPS, then
that.
This one's quite the masterclass. Bioshock took the gaming world by storm, enchanting players.
One of the greatest openings to a video game ever. Look at that! Oh my god!
Beyond the blend of grotesque imagery and classical influences, the game proved exciting in its gameplay, which emphasized using superpower-esque abilities called plasmids in tandem with normal weapons. From the visceral combat to the plentiful modification options, from the top-notch voice performances to the intriguing themes of play, this is an experience worth remembering.
I chose rapture.
Number 3, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare.
Oh!
The first Call of Duty may have helped define first-person shooting in the new millennium, but this modern military shooter was the
first one. Okay.
Everything. Modern Warfare upended the series' norms at the time with its shift to the present day, focusing on a large-scale political conflict very much inspired by the headlines of the time.
Marines, we have a possible fix on Al-Assad in the capital city. 1st Battalion is en route.
Its truly intense action set pieces and effortlessly shocking story twists made for an astounding campaign, remaining a source of many people's favorite gaming moments. On top of that, Call of Duty 4 propelled online console playing securely into the mainstream, although it was still using the groundwork laid by our next entry.
God damn it. So Halo 2 is going to be number 2, and then number 1, HalfLife 2? That's what I'm guessing. I don't know. But next one's going to be Halo 2. Or Halo.
Number 2, Halo 2.
Well,
no one can deny that Halo Combat Evolved was a great title, yet it's difficult to argue that its sheer quality and ubiquity could compare to its first sequel. Narratively, Halo 2 picks up not long after the original game, but chooses to expand the series' mythos by offering 2 parallel storylines to follow, switching between the Master Chief and the newly introduced Arbiter, thereby providing 2 different perspectives on events, made for an intriguing and surprisingly deep story.
I am a monument to all your sins.
Beyond that, Halo 2 made worthwhile tweaks to its predecessor's already exemplary gameplay, adding in features such as dual wielding and the ability to board vehicles in motion. That the game was also built for an intuitive online matchmaking system should not be surprising. Where would Xbox Live, heck, where would Microsoft be without this flagship titan?
So honorable mentions, Doom, was that System Shock? Fuck.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Perfect Dark, yeah. Number 1's gonna be GoldenEye, 007.
Number 1, Half-Life 2.
Oh. Half-Life 2, like I said. Guys.
Turns out the right man in the wrong
I've
place
never
really
played
does
this.
make all the difference in the world. Released in 2004, Half-Life 2 carries forth its predecessor's immersion-first approach to gameplay and expands upon it in astounding ways.
Ava has
Front
joined
and
the
center were
server.
the physics on display. Whether using the iconic gravity gun or not, the physics in Half-Life 2 allowed for puzzles that made real-world sense and a world that felt reactive and alive like nothing players had ever seen. But the brilliance of Half-Life 2 was more than just fancy technology. It taught you its systems without tutorials, it told its story without giant swaths of exposition, and it let you behave like a real thinking person using real-world logic. It was very smart, and it treated players like they were smart too. Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo.
I remember it's like Half-Life 2 is like the only game to ever get like an 11 out of 10 rating because it's just so good. I don't know, that's just what I heard and whatnot. So I like the list. I was surprised at honorable mentions that like GoldenEye 007 wasn't on there. Yeah. So comment down below, let me know what you guys thought. Don't forget to like, share, please subscribe. Thank you all very much for watching. Have a good one.